Okay, let's go over Module 1 assignment. So remember, in your assignment, you click on the Google document, and you get to the assignment. This is my copy, remember, so you're going to need to make your own copy. So if you have a Google account, you can log in to your account. It's usually this icon up on the upper right. Log into your Google account, and you can make a copy. Once you do that, you go click Make a Copy, and you can say whatever, you can call it whatever you want. And then you can save it. If you have your Google account, you can save it wherever you want. I'm going to save it to my temporary folder. Okay. And once you do that, you'll create a copy of the document, and you should be able to edit it. All right, this is great. So I've got a copy of the document. Now this is my document that I can edit. And I can see all the assignments, and I can look through ahead. Remember, in Google Docs, if you're looking on a web browser, you have to click it and then click it again for any of the links. So we're only working on assignment number 1, which is our personal vision statement. And it's got the definitions here. I strongly urge you to watch this video to learn more on creating SMART goals. You'll want to do that. That'll help you on some of this activity. Okay, so remember, you only have to include, complete what the instructions tell you. It says, for your personal lifestyle, complete at least one personal priority and goal for full credit. So just click on here, you can, in the empty cell, and you can write one priority. So each of these should be 1. So if the thing, these are examples, family, spiritual, friends, health. So let's say you write, and remember, you're writing it for me, so I need to understand it. So I encourage you to write in sentences. I want to have a healthy lifestyle. Right? So that's just basically saying, all right, you want to have a healthy lifestyle. That doesn't really explain to me what that means or why you want to have it. So I'm probably going to ask you a comment, why do you want to have that? Okay? And that's really up to you. I just want to make sure that you understand. Right? Is it because you want to feel good? Is it you want to impress people with your in-shape body? I mean, what is it? I don't know why you want to have a healthy lifestyle. And I'm not going to say anything is right or wrong, but I just want you to understand why. That way, when you set a goal, is I want to run a marathon. So this is something that you're actually going to accomplish. So this is an example of a completed assignment for your personal lifestyle. I want a healthy lifestyle. I want to run a marathon. So that's just a goal that you set. Goals are something that can be accomplished. Now remember, you want to create a SMART goal, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So after you watch that video, you should write it into a SMART goal. So you're not just going to achieve a marathon. You're going to say, is it specific? I want to run the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon in 2020. Okay? So this is, I didn't spell that right. So it's a little bit more specific. Now I can't really answer the question, is it achievable or realistic, because I don't know you that well. But if you can expand on that and just explain to me why it's achievable. I have 10 hours a week set aside to train. I have a trainer and team I will run with. Okay, so this explains a little bit more. This is your goal, but it also puts it into a SMART goal that explains to me specifically what you want to do, when you want to achieve it by, and also that it's achievable and realistic for you. The actions, this is where you explain when you're actually going to train, how long you're going to train for, what the team is. These are all the specific stuff. I don't need to know that right now. I just need to know the overall goal that you're trying to achieve and why you want to achieve that. Okay? All right? So that's an example, and I will give you some feedback on yours. All right? The next step is your professional lifestyle. You do the same thing and say, right now the priority for me is work schedule around my class load. So the goal is to get 500 a week working just on the weekends by the end of fall semester. Okay, so this puts the goal that you would like to achieve into your priorities. The actions, we're going to figure that out later. That's what your strategic planning is. This right here really helps me identify what is the perfect business plan that we can write so that you can achieve your goal that fits into your priorities. That's the most important to you right now, okay? So this is good. So you only need to complete one for right now. All right, and then you're done. And I'm deleting it because I don't need to. I should just leave it on there. It's my temporary one. Finally is your business structure. So this isn't necessarily saying what you're going to do. Don't say anything about your business, but it's more about like what are the things that are you need to get out of your business that you're going to write out. So you want to make 500 a week. Right? How many hours a week will you want to work? 20 hours max on the weekend. Where you'll be business will be set up, it'll be close by. Do you want to manage employees? No, I don't want to have employees. How long do you want to run the business? While I'm at school for the next 2 years. So you can set up a business that you're doing that. Will you want to sell it at this point? Yes. How much satisfaction? Not much. It's a temporary gig, but if it could be relevant to my educational field, that'd be great. I'm majoring in business. Okay, so you don't necessarily need a lot of satisfaction from the job. Are there anything else that's important to you? Okay, nothing illegal, for example. So that's your basic business structure that if you could design a business that answers all those questions, that would be great. Finally, draft your personal vision statement. So this can be a little bit difficult, and so I try to make it a little bit easier, but you can write whatever you want here. It is basically stating how you would like to improve your personal and professional life in 3 short sentences. I would highly suggest that you keep it to 1 year. This is what I would like to achieve in 1 year, okay? The first sentence should state what you want to do in the next year, and it's probably your objectives from both your personal and professional lifestyle. So get a good gig on the weekends that supports a healthy lifestyle. The second sentence explains how you plan on achieving this vision, and you might not know yet what that is because we haven't done it yet. So you're welcome to write whatever you want, but if you think you have an idea what you want to do, that's okay. The second sentence explains how you plan on achieving this vision. Make it easier on yourself and say, I'll work on my strategic plan this semester and come up with a good business to start. And then why are you doing this? To make money, to support my education, my lifestyle, to help me run the marathon, and learn more about business. Okay, this really explains to me it's not in super detail, but it's enough for me to understand, okay, let's design a business that answers these questions. Next week, we'll talk about the business model where we will identify what we're going to do to actually make money to support our personal vision statement. All right, when you're ready to submit, you can click, if you have a Google Doc, you can click share, get a shareable link. I would suggest turning that to comment, hitting copy that comment link. This will give me access to that, and you can go to the module assignment. Let's go back to the start. And for each assignment, click Submit Assignment, and you can copy that website URL on there and then submit the assignment. Alternatively, you can also go to File, download Microsoft Word document, and that will save a document. You click Save, and then here you go to File, Upload, and you can file and collect that. Okay, and then click Submit, and it'll be submitted. I will look at that. I'm going to hit Cancel. I will look at the assignment and give you some feedback, and then we'll progress from there. Okay, make sure you answer the discussion board post. We can really expand on what's an example of priority. I'm going to often ask you why, so that you can drill down. So make sure if you're writing anything in this module that you ask yourself, why am I stating that this is a priority? Why am I running a marathon? Why do I have this objective? If you ask that and then answer that in the description of what you're writing in either the discussion board or the assignment, it will help me to understand. You may understand it, but I want to hear that you understand it as well. So make sure you expand on those things. Okay, I hope this has been helpful for you, and I look forward to reading your first assignments. Okay, take care.